emotional start to a high-profile trial. We're inside the courtroom as an Army reservist testified about her confrontation with the accused. First, we have breaking news right now in Norcross, and police are investigating an accidental shooting involving a 16-year-old. Channel 2's Jason Durden is live over the scene right now on Indian Trail Road. Jason. Now the emotional trial happening now in Clayton County. Troy West is accused of kicking and beating a woman and yelling racial slurs, but his defense team painted an unflattering picture of Tasha Hill even before she took the stand. Channel 2's Tom Jones has been covering the case. He's live at the Clayton County Courthouse with the new developments. Tom.
On trial here, Tasha Hill or Troy West. The defense told the jury that Tasha Hill has such bad character, she can't be believed. Tasha Hill then took the stand and told the jury, emotionally, her side of the story.
Troy West was standing over me and punching me and kicking me, and I heard my daughter screaming, "Mommy."
Army reservist Tasha Hill tearfully explained how she says Troy West attacked her at this Cracker Barrel restaurant last year. She told the jury while she was being attacked in front of her 7-year-old daughter, West yelled racial slurs at her.
He said, "You're nothing but..."
Hill showed how as she and her daughter entered the restaurant, she asked West to be careful because he almost hit her child with the door. She says that's when the attack began. But West's attorneys say Hill provoked his client by spitting on him. She takes her hand, she says, "Move!" It's in his face.
Did you spit on him? I did not.
Prior to Hill taking the stand, the defense told the jury she can't be believed. Tony Axum says in 2005, Hill got into an argument with the woman. And she says, "I'm in the military and I will cut you." Axum also said this year Hill threatened 2 teens she thought burglarized her home. She said, "I will blow their heads off." Axum said the jury should consider Hill's character. But Hill testified West's anger is why he's facing jail time.
He said, "You need to watch your daughter. She almost hit herself in the face with the door."
And I had to come out and bring you this report before I could hear Tasha Hill respond to those character claims by the defense. Now, West faces several charges, including aggravated
Tom, thank you. There are also new developments concerning the suspect in a high-profile murder in South Fulton County. Channel 2's Kerry Kavanaugh's live at the Fulton County Jail, where Eric Carr decided to skip his first hearing before a judge. Kerry.
We were in court today, Fred. A couple members of Eric Carr's family showed up, but Eric Carr did not. That means he'll spend at least the next 2 weeks in jail.
Police say Eric Carr is a career criminal. The 41-year-old has spent most of his life in and out of jail. Our cameras were rolling Tuesday as U.S. Marshals hauled him off to jail again. Police say this is the man who shot and killed College Park Bakery owner Michael Moore after first robbing his shop for a mere $100. Investigators say they were looking for Carr since Sunday after they identified him with this surveillance video and an eyewitness.
It's been hard because I still see everything. And that man's face is as plain as day to me.
Store clerk Demelia Roebuck watched her boss die. She says the arrest brings her some relief, but she still has a lot of questions.
He could have shot me too.
And police believe that Carr may have been targeting Moore, but they don't exactly have a motive just yet.
Here, thank you. We've learned opening statements will begin in the Amy Michael trial Later on this afternoon, she's accused of causing the Easter 2009 crash, which killed 5 people. Police say the young woman then drove off. Michael's mother pleaded guilty to hiding evidence of the crash. Her daughter rejected a plea. Well, many of us woke up to showers for the first time in weeks. Meteorologist David Chanley has more on that right now in Severe Weather Center 2. David.
Fred, I wish I had more showers to talk about, but they moved on out as quickly as they arrived. Live look at Storm Tracker 2 HD radar. I don't find anything in our viewing area. What we do find, temperatures on the way up. Breaks in the clouds now. 71 in Carrollton, 67 in Rome, 68 in Canton, 67 over in Athens. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at these clouds and the showers continuing to push from west to east as drier air comes in here behind the front that came through us. That drier air is going to set up a very nice night tonight as we find overnight lows falling big time. We'll talk about that and talk about the weather toward the weekend coming up later in the broadcast.
Atlanta-based Graco is recalling 2 million baby strollers this afternoon after 4 infants died. The strollers being recalled are older versions of the Graco Quattro Tour and Metro Light strollers. Now, 4 babies apparently slipped between the seat and the tray, became trapped and strangled. If you have one of these strollers, you can get more details at WSB-tv.com. It's right there on the homepage. There are new developments on a bankrupt Metro roofer accused of taking hefty deposits, then skipping out on the work. Only Channel 2 Action News was there overnight as Douglas County deputies showed up at Georgia Roofing and Construction, warrant in hand. Investigators confiscated and the computers and payroll records. Channel 2's Jim Strickland has covered the story from the very beginning and will have the latest on Action News at 5 o'clock. Atlanta received an oversized check this morning to start paying for the streetcar it desires. The U.S. Secretary of Transportation gave $47 million to Mayor Kasim Reed. Now, the money is for a trolley line to connect Atlanta's 2 main tourist areas, the King Historic area and Auburn Avenue, and the aquarium area around Centennial Olympic Park.
When you look at cities that are on the cutting edge, they're moving into light rail and into streetcar technologies. And finally, the Atlanta streetcar will connect with the Atlanta Beltline, which I think is an initiative that's going to transform the city and the region and keep Atlanta the center of economic activity in the state of Georgia.
Downtown businesses will invest $10 million, while the city will contribute another $16 million. The project could provide up to 1,000 jobs. Flights to Asia are pushing Atlanta-based Delta Airlines back into the black, and Delta says it made an adjusted profit of $929 million in the third quarter and expects to earn more profits this quarter. Now, Delta has added 12 new non-stop Pacific routes since 2008. It made 54% more money from its Asia routes this year than in 2009. GBI agents are gathering evidence at Gideon's Elementary School right now in the CRCT score fixing scandal. And on Monday, we saw agents leaving D.H. Stanton Elementary. Channel 2 was the first to tell you on Friday that Governor Perdue had ordered the GBI to conduct a criminal investigation. Agents are looking for evidence that someone altered or stole CRCT tests. A judge has set a trial date in the case of a Metro College student who sparked an immigration debate. Jessica Collado was back at the Cobb County Courthouse this morning. So was Channel 2's Ross Cabot. He's live with developments from inside the courtroom. Ross.
Collado saga all started with the traffic stop up at Kennesaw State University that led to her near deportation because she's in this country illegally. She appeared in court here a short time ago on that traffic charge. She wants to challenge it. She was given a November 11th trial date by the judge in this courthouse. She was swept up by federal immigration authorities after her arrest. That case has been delayed, though. She's continuing her schooling at Kennesaw State University. Also faces a felony count of making false statements as well. She has not yet been indicted for that case. She said her lawyer told her not to talk about today's case or her situation. She left the courthouse. We'll be back here in November, and again, likely for that felony charge that we'll have a trial date probably sometime next year.
A new debate over rezoning. One Metro County has tried to close schools before. What they're telling parents now ahead at noon. Plus, another pit bull controversy. The rules many owners say are unreasonable and where it could happen. First, new developments in the murder of a local college student, including a secret hearing, what the judge says went on and why he kept the public out. next. And we're continuing to follow breaking news in Gwinnett County, where an accidental shooting involving a teenager is under investigation. We're gathering details at the scene right now.
How are guests doing over here? Everybody good?